Youngstown Phantoms post-game interviews are presented by the YMCA.
Brad, your thoughts on the game?
I loved our start. I thought there was a ton of energy and a big focus for us. The days are kind of merging together here, but after our third one here this past weekend was, hey, we need to find a way to recharge, especially mentally. I felt like that's an area of our game as that weekend went on last weekend that slipped for us. And I thought the guys showed up today and did exactly that. Some guys touched the ice for a short period of time this morning, and a bunch of guys didn't. And I think it was a good thing for us as a group. We talked about after the game. We've had a lot of games and not many nights with travel mixed in here over the past 2 weeks. And moving into the season, this was an area that you look at on the schedule and say, hey, that's going to be a really tough grind to get through, and that's without tonight's game, which was obviously rescheduled from earlier this year. So credit to the guys for pulling that through. Jaden Grant goes out early, so we're missing another body, Adam being out, and then the other injuries that we have. So definitely proud of the guys to come through here. You get 6 points out of 8 here over the last 4, and that's a huge aspect for us.
Brad, big goal for Quinn Kennedy tonight, his first in the USHL, and just had to love the reaction, not only from him, but from his teammates.
Yeah, absolutely. He finds ways to provide energy, whether he's playing 15 or 20 minutes, or he's playing a couple minutes, or even when he's not in. He energizes his teammates, and tonight gets rewarded for it. And we often say this: you usually get rewarded for things that you do away from the puck. And I thought he was very good on exits and on the wall. Had a big hit in front of our bench, like different opportunities to really provide that lift, I guess, to the group. And to his credit, he did that. And he not only does do that, but he shows up on the score sheet at critical time. So very happy for him as his teammates were, as you can see by the reaction at the bench.
100th USHL game for Tiernan Chowdy. He gets a goal. How big has he been since being acquired from the Des Moines Buccaneers?
He's been huge. To looking back before, the reason we really wanted to try to acquire him was we felt there was a big need for us up the middle. Guys have been kind of playing out of position, and he's a guy that can play up and down the lineup. He can play for 200 feet. He can kind of play in any situation, and he's been through the rigors of junior hockey before. I think he's really starting to click with, chemistry-wise, with some of the guys he's playing with, and that's huge. But again, having somebody so versatile that you can kind of put in any situation is, a big lift for a club.
Speaking of guys that Chowdy is playing with, Justin Varner, goals in back-to-back games. He got the game winner tonight. How great has he been lately? Yeah,
that whole line, really. Varnes is great. He's cerebral with that puck. Whether it be in transition, whether it be in the offensive end, and I think that's an area tonight, especially that group. They're continuously moving their feet, and when they did that, they generated chances, whether it be off the rush or in zone offense. Really started that cycle play down low, and he's got a heck of a shot, and there's more to come from Justin.
Trey Taylor tied the Phantoms record for points in a season by a defenseman. Ryan Lowney holds that record with 40. But Trey's contributions aren't just on the offensive end. He's a 200-foot player as well.
He is. He closes his time and space defensively. He's got a great stick. Defends the rush, and then you talk about the offensive side, whether it be jumping into the rush or creating from the offensive blue line, power play, whatever it is. He's a complete player. He's a guy you often talk about. When you want to fill a certain spot, and he's a guy definitely last year. Trying to get him here was. You wanted a number 1 D, and I think he's lived up to that. And the great thing about that is he wants to do more, and I think the sky's the limit for Trey. Look forward to seeing not only our stretch drive here and into playoffs, but also his career down the road.
And another solid performance in net from Jacob Fowler. What do you think of your netminder tonight?
Yeah, he was good. Made some big stops, especially some of those scrums late in the game. He's another time I'll say it, like nothing seems to faze him. He's good with our D as far as vocal and touching pucks and helping with exits, and that's a crucial part of the game that often gets overlooked.
All right, thanks, Matt.
Thanks.